This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a temporary home has been found for the South Dunedin pop-up community hub and library. Police were called to the Halfway Bush convenience store for a suspected robbery this morning. And the Wanaka tree is generally the centre of attention, but for a few minutes today, Pango stole its limelight. Good evening, I'm Craig Story. A home has been found for the South Dunedin pop-up community hub and library. The Dunedin City Council this week signed a 2-year lease to set up a temporary hub in part of the Cargill Enterprises premises at 199 Hillside Road.
Don't worry, South D bingo players, you'll still be legs 11 here. However, the DCC is leasing about 200 square metres of space for community activities, meeting areas, as a service centre, and more importantly for South Dunedin, as a library. DCC Chief Executive Sue Bedrose says it's been a while coming, and she's pleased an agreement has been reached.
It's a bit of a trial for us. I'd be pretty keen to, that we're going to respond to what the community says, look, we'd like more of this or less of this. So helps us get our heads together about what the permanent library will have in it.
The proposal for a library in South Dunedin has been around for many years and has faced many hurdles, including financial ones.
Yeah, it's been promised for years, and I know when we halted all new infrastructure spending about 5 years ago, this got held up as we fought to get our finances under control post stadium. And to wrestle our debt and to set a target and to achieve that, and we're well ahead of our plans for that.
So far, it's a short-term lease, which Cargill's CEO Jeff Kemp says works for them too.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've done a lease agreement for a 1+1, and extension on that by mutual arrangement or agreement. We hope two things. One is that we are in a position that we're going to be requiring that space for our own expansion, but we also believe that the city by then, in 24 months, will have a more permanent solution.
As well as being a fully functional modern library, it's also going to have kitchen and toilet facilities and will provide gigaspeed Wi-Fi. Kemp says as Cargill's is now a registered tertiary education facility, he can see many of the team using the hub to upskill even further.
It gives us an opportunity for our staff to be able to use the facility that's going to be there, access to the city services. There's reading material that will be available. There's a digital centre that's going to be available there as well.
Opening hours for the pop-up hub are still to be confirmed by Council, although it's expected to be open about 25 hours a week across 5 days, including one evening and Saturday morning. The Council hopes the pop-up hub will be open mid-year. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Around 40 to 50 people are assisting police in the search for Dunedin woman Nicola Headley, also known as Nick, who's been reported missing since Sunday. The Otakau Marae has been used for the base for the search, and police are grateful for the support and assistance of the local marae and iwi representatives. The search involves police staff, land, SAR volunteers and a host of local people from North and South Otago, all of whom are being fed and supported by the araha at the Otakau Marae. Police are patrolling the Halfway Bush area after an incident at a dairy in Tyree Road this morning. Police were called to the Halfway Bush convenience store, there it is, around 11 a.m. They say the call was in relation to a robbery in which the alleged perpetrator entered the shop for that purpose. It is not known what, if anything, was taken. Police are searching the area to find the person involved, and if you have any information, please get in touch with your nearest police station. A petition has been launched demanding that the Otago Regional Council take action to manage the Lagara siphon weed in Lake Dunstan. The ORC has nothing in its 2017-2018 draft annual plan for managing Lagara siphon in Lake Dunstan. However, it previously said it contributes around $30,000 to $40,000 of staff time annually to interagency work. Cromwell residents have been encouraged to make submissions on the annual draft plan, asking the ORC to allocate more money to solve the issue. The Wanaka tree is generally the centre of attention amongst tourists. When you visit Lake Wanaka in the evening, it's all you can see. But earlier this week, Czech Republic pianist Wojciech Pango Zemanek, mostly known as Pango fortunately, stole the tree's limelight for a few minutes. The South Today's Wanaka reporter Tim Miller was there to capture the moment.
"29-year-old Zumnik has been playing the piano since he was 5. Although he says he was never a good piano student, always improvising rather than following the lesson plan. Zumnik has spent the last 3 years in New Zealand travelling and busking. His audience this week? The Wanaka tree and a busload of tourists who just happened by. I'm Tim Miller for the South Today.
Need more of that. Still to come on the South Today, alarming incidents involving reckless drone flying at Franz Josef threaten helicopter operations and they prompt a police call out. And Helen Clark, she just might pay you a call.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost feel as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now 0800 502 402.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
We're 25 Moray Place. at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
Thank you for staying with The South Today. Police have issued a warning to drone operators after a drone was recently flown in a helicopter flight path at Franz Josef. The drone was spotted around 300 metres above the Franz Josef Glacier Country heliport. The heliport manager immediately contacted police, of course, given that it was being flown directly over the landing pads. Really? The owner of the device told authorities he did not know about the controlled airspace or the rules about flying a drone. Police said the incident was the second time a recreational drone was used inappropriately within a week. Really, read your rule book. A couple of years ago, Dunedin City Council Chief Executive Sue Bidrose took part in a leadership course in Oxford University in England. Now, she wasn't going to attend an alumni function last week. However, the organisers asked her to provide a very important guest speaker, former Prime Minister Helen Clark. This is the tale of how Sue met Helen on social media.
The world of social media can bring people together across the globe. But the globe is a big place, and to outside eyes, New Zealand can seem pretty small. When invited, DCC Chief Executive Sue Bidrose wasn't going to go to an Oxford alumni function. However,
so the course I did at Oxford a couple of years ago, the alumni decided to run a sort of a leadership refresher conference, and I wasn't going to go actually, but we had the King of Jordan as our keynote speaker. One of the last year's students worked for the King of Jordan, so but he had to pull out. Things had happened in the Middle East, which meant that he couldn't get away. And so a few weeks back, I got a phone call to say, "Can you help us find a new speaker? And do you know Helen Clark?"
it turns out that Bidrose and Clark weren't bosom buddies, but had chatted through Facebook.
She's a Facebook friend, not a personal friend, and I sent her a Facebook message, and she does all her own Facebook messaging. She's interacted with one way or another in comments in the past, so I knew she was active on Facebook. In fact, she's really active on Snapchat, and she showed me how to use it and told me off and said I need to get with the program and learn how to use Snapchat, which made me laugh.
In the end, she says it was actually pretty simple to contact a former Prime Minister and highly ranking UN official.
But anyway, I sent her a message on Facebook, and she immediately came back and said, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Here's my PA's phone number, get in touch," which we did, and Skype call in the middle of the night, and she said yes. So it was fantastic. She came over and she was the keynote speaker, and stayed for a good chunk of the 2-day conference, and came out for dinner at Exeter College with the students. It was amazing, and I got to chaperone her around town and help her get taxis and carry her bags, and which was quite neat.
Sue Bidrose says Helen Clark was a joy to hang out with at the conference, and was impressed to see her giving a lesson in Snapchat 101 to students. For the record, Dr Bidrose funded this trip to the UK herself. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Only in New Zealand. Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt has slammed the Ministry of Immigration for a lack of consultation over its plans to resettle refugees in the southern city. He says there should have been more consultation with local government before the decision was made. Here's Ruby Spink.
Invercargill's population, which has languished for years, is set to grow later this year as the result of Ministry of Immigration's plan to send refugees south. The Ministry yesterday announced Invercargill as one of the latest locations for refugee settlement, joining Dunedin, Auckland, Hamilton, Palmerston North, Greater Wellington and Nelson. The Ministry says the decision was made by the New Zealand Refugee Resettlement Strategy Senior Officials Group, made up of representatives from the Ministries of Education, Health and Social Development, as well as the Office of Ethnic Communities and the Department of Internal Affairs. But Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt says the City Council was not party to the discussions and learned of the decision at the same time as the public.
Well, as yet we haven't discussed it as a council. We only found out, like everyone else, from the newspaper reports. And I think there will be some concerns shown.
Shadbolt says his concerns are over making sure there's enough support for the refugees in the form of employment and housing, and he believes there should be more consultation between the local and central government on such issues before decisions are made.
I think, one, they recognise that they've got the legislative authority to do it. They don't need to consult with local government. It's not a requirement. Perhaps they're nervous about what sort of reaction this initiative will take, or it may just be simple arrogance, you know, that they can impose their will on local government, and we then have to face the practical realities of their decisions. And there's nothing we can do about it.
In response to South Today inquiries, the Ministry of Immigration responded late this afternoon, saying Invercargill was one of 5 locations initially shortlisted. A senior INZ official had a face-to-face meeting with Mr Shadbolt in Invercargill, and there was no indication that he was unhappy with the recommendation for Invercargill to become a refugee settlement location. As a result, the decision was made for Invercargill to become the 7th settlement location for quota refugees. INZ National Manager, Refugee Division, Andrew Lockhart. Despite the Mayor's comments, other groups in Invercargill have welcomed the news the city will host a new group of refugees, seeing it as a positive for the economy. I'm Ruby Spink for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, our very own Daryl Baser investigates how a normally quiet space plans to celebrate New Zealand Music Month. Also, tomorrow's ODT and the wintry weather forecast.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
The University of Otago, an institute of world-class education and the social epicentre of the city, with outfits needed for more formal functions like the ball and for less formal functions like...
The zoo? Are you sure?
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, Dad, you'll definitely see me. I'm the one in the yellow and blue face paint and the onesie in the zoo.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
They say the grass is always greener, but not if you have Ready Lawn. Call Ready Lawn today and make them green with envy.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Pigs have lived for 2 centuries in one of the most isolated places on Earth. But nobody knows for sure what will happen. This daring experiment could change the face of medicine forever.
Mondays at 8 p.m. features a series of hour-long documentaries by local filmmaker and medical doctor Paul Trotman. This week, Xeno, transplanting animal tissue into humans in the hope of a cure for diabetes. 8 p.m. Monday, only on Channel 39. Thank you for staying with the South today. Throughout Aotearoa, May is New Zealand Music Month. For some, it's an opportunity to showcase their talents on an unsuspecting world, and for others, it's a time to hear the dudes singing Bliss just one more time. The South Today's resident muso, Daryl Baser, who's on camera 3 right now, investigates how a normally quiet space plans to celebrate.
Once there was elevator music, and now there's music being played in elevators. Dunedin Public Library's events coordinator, Kay Mercer, enters the lift to chat about just what people can expect to hear and see this month in the city's library.
You can hear all sorts of bands, a huge range, diverse number of styles for free in the libraries. You don't have to sit in a pub, you don't have to feel that you're too old to go to a bar. You know, anybody can come, young and old, and enjoy the music, and that's what it's all about.
Dunedin singer Molly Devine is just one who's scheduled to perform again this year, following on from this performance as part of New Zealand Music Month 2016. Mercer says music will literally be filling the entire building, especially on May the 7th, when every nook and cranny is to be alive with the sound of music.
And we just thought we'd try it, and we thought we could put music in strange places. And the genius, who is Brendan Christie, who organises the whole program, pretty much on his own, he's amazing. He came up with all these strange places that he'd like to put musicians, and I said, totally doing that, yes, let's go for it. So that's how it all happened. So this year we're doing similar, but we're going to other strange places, so there'll be a few surprises.
She says last year's Nook and Cranny Festival was phenomenal and made for some very special moments.
You'd have people who were performing on the 4th floor foyer, for example, strumming away, and all of a sudden the lift would arrive, the doors would open, and there'd be a burst of music from something completely different. The band would stop, turn around and go, awesome, and then carry on.
The Nook and Cranny Music Festival runs from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Dunedin Public Library on Sunday, May the 7th. But there's also music showcase events throughout the month, including the filming of a music video for a Dunedin band, where you are welcome to take part in the filming. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Cool. And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The Dunedin City Council signed a 2-year lease to set up a temporary hub in part of the Cargill Enterprises premises at 199 Hillside Road. Police were called to their Halfway Bush convenience store for a suspected robbery this morning. More on that soon. And the Wanaka tree is generally the centre of attention amongst tourists visiting Lake Wanaka in the evening, and it's been serenaded by a visiting Czech pianist. And now let's have a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Good day to you, Barry.
Hello, Craig. How are you?
I am well, sir.
We have a report on a Dunedin dairy owner who says he will continue stocking tobacco despite having a rifle pointed at him in a daylight robbery today. So that's a pretty scary scenario.
Yeah, and a developing story too.
It is. We've had, of course, the Palmerston one, was it? $40,000 worth of tobacco stolen, and there's been ram raid incidents throughout the country. So it is an issue, certainly. Dunedin is down to one neurosurgeon, and the unit is being supported by Wellington, Christchurch and Hamilton.
It's hardly tenable.
No, indeed. So we'll find out more about that in the paper tomorrow. The family has converged on the search for the missing woman in Dunedin. Dunedin North MP David Clark has continued his rise up the Labour Party lists. He's now at number 8 for the forthcoming election, September 23.
It is election.
He's up from 26 at the last election.
Oh, golly.
And I can report that rugby numbers are down in Dunedin by 10% from last year. And also sports, we had a bit of a run around to see what the reaction was to the proposed artificial turf at Logan Park. And all the sports are very supportive of the proposal.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to move with the times.
Exactly.
Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Time now to have a look at tomorrow's weather. Prepare thee.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Collagen Plus.
And the southern view, there's some pretty leaves. In the background is Toitu Settlers Museum, very autumnal, and a late autumnal shot of Anderson's Park in Invercargill. How pretty. Okay, so this is boilerplate. Looking at the situation, cold sou'westers arrive following that front. So around midday you can expect rain, cold conditions, gusty winds later in the day too. Thursday morning, a little bit of a rest from the cold conditions, but by the afternoon it's chill again. Friday might be all right. It reads like autumn, but all across the south, consider this. Fresh sou'westers, rain or late rain, 12 degrees pretty much no matter where you go. To the central outlook, Alexandra, it's the similar things for you. Sou'westers, rain to late rain, 14 to 15, although in Te Anau, very cold with 11. Wanaka, maybe a little bit better at 15. To the northern outlook, Oamaru, sou'westers, late rain and 15. Omarama, sou'westers, the same for you. Light northerlies in Timaru and 16, but the sou'westers are in Twizel again at 15. Here in Dunedin tonight, showers and northerlies, a chilly 7. It won't feel like that though. Wednesday, showers for most of the day tomorrow. Cloudy conditions and gusty wind strolls across your cornflakes. But by the afternoon sausage rolls, it's fresh, cold sou'westers. Showers again by nightfall, and it's 7 and 13. Thursday, it starts off well, but strong cold sou'westerlies ruin that. And for Invercargill tonight, showers and cold 7 degrees. Wednesday should be fine, fresh westerlies, but the long day's end will bring showers and cold southerlies. 5 and 12. Thursday brings wintry showers, easing by the afternoon, maybe some autumn sun, but strong, very cold sou'westers, 5 and 10. Friday is cold with fresh gusty sou'westers for you. Similar conditions for Dunedin. It feels like autumn, doesn't it? And that is the South today. It is always a privilege to present to you. I'm Craig Story. Thank you very much. Good evening.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.